Well, hi, everybody. It's time for our monthly tarot spread for July 2026. Although at this point, it's probably our half monthly tarot spread for July 2026 because I'm just not getting to it. So, this whole month has been screwed up. I hope to be back on track by next month. Bear with me, it's a work in progress. All right, let's see. Oh, I left the cabinet door open. Hang on. Okay, and we're back. As I'm looking there, I'm like, what is that I'm looking at in the background? I left the cabinet door wide open. So, anyway, this is our month ahead spread for July 2026. You can see we got our cards laid out here. Before I popped my mug up there, you saw the questions, which are our regular monthly questions. Energy of the month ahead. What will blossom this month? What needs to be released this month? What does Spirit want you to manifest this month? How to best focus your energy this month? Guidance from Spirit. And our Oracle card draw, which I did from Colette Baron Reed's the Oracle of the Wisdom. And so here we go. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? All right. Question number 1. Energy of the month ahead. For that, we got the Fool. That's kind of a good sign. I mean, the Fool, that's a new chapter, a new beginning, starting all over. A new beginning in your life is very true for me. I mean, we moved the last 2 weeks, which is why I'm so flipping behind on everything. But up and running now, so hopefully things will be back to normal fairly soon. So the Fool is talking about, and it's not just a new beginning or a new chapter. It can also be talking about cavalier, frivolous lifestyle, part of, well, it's not in this card, but in the most normal Rider-Waite deck, the Fool is like about to step off the edge of the cliff with his dog trying to keep him back from doing something stupid. So sometimes it can represent foolish things happening, making poor decisions, poor choices, not paying attention to what's going on. I feel like it's a mix of both new beginning and being foolish. It depends. I mean, you look at leadership in place right now. I mean, there are signs of new beginnings all over the place. You just had Hawaii, and now Montana is working on literally null and voiding Citizens United, which would take the money out of politics, big corporate money out of politics, which was probably one of the worst decisions that the Supreme Court ever made, was declaring that corporations are people too, and they can spend however many millions and millions and millions of dollars that they want. All of that needs to be removed. I think once we get the money out of politics, I think it will definitely make it a more level playing field as far as people picking their leadership, not the leadership picking the people, if you get what I mean. And of course, there's all the mess with the gerrymandering and all that. And then on top of that, though, because of some of these actions that are happening, that are starting to come to pass, and a lot of the courts are upholding it, even some things from the Supreme Court that pretty much shocked the right, because, they thought, well, we've got a bought and paid for Supreme Court, so why should we worry about anything? Except that evidently, yeah, they need to worry about a few things anyway. So I feel like the energy of the month going ahead of July, I mean, we just celebrated our 250th birthday for the country. And trust me, if our founding fathers were to walk through the doors today, the first words out of their mouth would probably be WTF is going on around here. Because this is not what they envisioned. Let me be quite clear. So that leads us into the second question of what will blossom this month. And for that, we drew the devil. Who's in the White House? Okay, I guess that kind of answers that question. The devil, of course, is the generic meaning for that card. The devil, incarnate, evil, bad things happening, etc., etc. With this deck, which is the Dragon Tarot, I think it's called. The devil can stand for don't let your own negativity hold you back. Now, there's a thought. Don't let your own negativity hold you back. That's a really interesting way to look at the devil. And in a lot of ways, it's actually pretty damn accurate, because what does that kind of energy do? It holds us back. It kind of puts us at a stop where we're not quite sure what exactly we're supposed to do or what is going on. So it's it can also kind of cover the thought of enter into the swing of things a bit more. So we're seeing that in the respect of more and more people are standing up and fighting back against the ridiculous nonsense coming out of this White House and this Congress and this Senate and the Supreme Court. And it seems like the only sane ones left in leadership are most of the lower courts, where you have judges who are dealing with day-to-day all the crap going on, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to go there. And the Supreme Court doesn't take every case that gets appealed up to them. They pick and choose, so they can pick and choose their battles. So that's an important factor to kind of keep in mind as you see lower courts uphold logical, sensible things. There's always that risk that the Supreme Court might take it up if it gets repealed. And then they can kind of do with it as they will. For instance, Roe v. Wade. Sorry, my mouth is still really dry. So I think the fact of don't let your negativity hold you back. That was the one phrase that really, really, really kind of stood out to me. Because things kind of get stuck, things kind of get stagnant. We look around, we see all of this horrific crap going on, and people get stuck in their own negativity. Their mindset goes into that negative mindset. And when all of your thoughts and everything are going into a negative bent, then it's going to bring more negativity about. That's the power of manifesting. What you put out is what you're going to get back. That's why it's so important when you manifest something, you manifest the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. And with that, you want to remain very positive, very uplifting, so that's what Spirit brings back to you. So I think that's very much with what's to blossom, is don't let our negativity of looking around and seeing everything that's happening, don't let that hold us back. Allow that to bring us forward so that we can start fighting back on all of these levels, all the nonsense that's been going on. Now, this leads us into the third question, which is what needs to be released this month. For that, we drew the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is pretty much thought of as a card of celebration. It's a reunion with friends, a reunion with family. It's celebration. It's people being happy, excited, because whatever it is in their life that they've been wanting to see happen suddenly starts happening, and that gives them a reason to celebrate. And they're usually celebrating with their friends. Now, this doesn't show celebration so much as it looks more like just three friends getting together. Hey, let's get together and have a party. I'm from Louisiana. I'm a Cajun. We don't need a reason to party. We need a weekend. That's it. A weekend, a six-pack, and we're ready to go. So I think that's one of the things that we have to release this month is this need to constantly party. And with the World Cup going on and all that other mess going on, there are a lot of people that are definitely overindulging in their senses, in what they're putting into their bodies as far as alcohol or the wrong kind of foods, doing stupid things because you're with your friends, you're out watching the game, you're doing this, you're doing that. And it gets real easy to let yourself get talked into doing something stupid. So that's one of the things I think we need to let go of, is to, while we definitely want to celebrate when things go our way, we don't want to stay in that celebratory mood, because it can prevent us from working against the devil and what he's bringing in this month. So we have to celebrate the small wins, but at the same time, we have to keep our focus on what needs to be done and how do we need to do it. And that's going to cause the big win going up by the time midterms get here and then the presidential election gets here. And it'll be a way for us to kind of clean house and get rid of all these jokers and get some decent, level-headed men and women in Congress, in the courts, in the Senate, that are going to start putting country first and not their pocketbooks. That's very important. Now, the fourth thing we have is, what does Spirit want us to manifest this month? For that, we got the 10 of coins. So that's joint finances. That's important investments. That's making important financial decisions. Whether that be something on a personal level that we need to keep up with, a way of us being able to look around and see what's going on and start thinking about, all right, I need this job. All right, I need this raise. All right, I need a new place to live. Things like that. That gives us the positive thoughts that we can start manifesting. And that's what the 10 of coins is all about. It's making these important decisions and laying them out and manifesting. Now, we have a new moon coming up on Tuesday. New moon is when you want to manifest things that you want. Way back in, was it February, March? I forget which month it was. We had that super duper powerful new moon where we had like 7 or 8 planets all lined up. And every astrologer I know was like, if you got something to manifest, this is the day to do it. And so I sat down and I said, okay, what exactly do I want to manifest? And I went with some simplistic things, a little bit more money coming in, growth of my channel, things improving on the job, Uh, and there was one thing I wrote down, and why, after I did the manifestation on it, and I went back a few days later and I thought, why was I even asking for that? Because I wasn't, I asked for a bigger and better place to live. That was my manifestation. And then a few days later, I kind of thought about it one day and I thought, why was I asking that? I'm not planning on moving. And it was a couple of months later when we got notified, yeah, you have to vacate your premises because your building's getting renovated. You got to be out by the end of July. And all of a sudden, it made sense to me. Evidently, that was Spirit speaking through me saying, okay, you need to put this out there right now, that you're manifesting for a bigger, better place to move into, because you're going to be losing your home in just a few months, even though you don't know it yet. But Spirit knows. They knew what was going to happen. And so they were trying to prepare me for it. And we got notified. We found out what the deal was with the apartments. And, and they were going to up our rent by like $400 more a month and whatnot. And, me and my brother and my son, we sat down and talked about it. And I was like, you know what? If we got to pay that much money for rent, let's see if we can find a house. There's bound to be a house out there that's a little bit bigger, a little bit better. Maybe we'll get lucky and find a 4-bedroom place that will be around the same price as what the apartments were wanting us to pay with the new rent after the renovation. And so we made that decision, and within about a week and a half, we found this house. 4-bedroom house. 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Huge yard. I mean, those of you who've been watching my channels, you've seen a few videos where I've walked around. I'm going to do a walk around in a little while with my phone and just kind of show you where we're at in the scope of things. You'll be able to see we've got a lot of stuff done, and there's a lot more to be done. But that's where manifesting comes in so importantly. Now, I did that one, and it was a blind faith. I wrote it down. I did it as a manifestation because that's what Spirit told me to do. And after I did it, I thought, why was I asking for that? And then I thought, well, obviously something's going to happen and I'm going to need a better place. So I'm putting all my positive thoughts into what exactly we're looking for. And voila, we found this place in like I said, a week and a half. So manifesting is very powerful. Now, sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a couple of months. It might take 6 months or a year before it comes to fruition. And that's okay, because that just means that either what you're asking for is not ready yet, or you aren't ready yet. So we have to remember to keep those, when we put those positive manifestations out there, we have to be very careful that we don't then negate it by talking down to it. I mean, when I had that thought of, why am I asking for a bigger, better place? I don't plan on moving. And instead of putting it in a negative tone and saying, well, we wouldn't find anything anyway, I didn't go there, because it kind of hit me when I had the thought. I thought, okay, something's coming up and we're going to need another place to live. And so that's what I kept my focus on. Your Spirit's going to answer our call. We're going to somehow come up with the money that we're going to need to make a move, because God, y'all, it's so expensive. And it was like, okay, we can do this. We can get through this. And so far, so good. Knock on wood. Many, 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 many thanks to all the people who donated and contributed to help us with the moving fund that we have in the GoFundMe. It would not have happened had not everyone been so generous. And that's just the absolute truth, because the money was just not there, not to make a move, not to have all that upfront money you have to move into a new place. And so, yeah, that was Spirit taking care of us. And I will eternally be grateful for that. Sorry, y'all. So much moving, so much dust. My sinuses have been in a constant state of freak out, which I already suffer with dry mouth as it is because of my medications. But when you add all the dust and the sinus issues with it, it like goes through the roof as far as dry mouth. So forgive me, I have to keep stopping and taking a sip. Okay, so now we go to the next question, which is how to best focus our energy this month. And for that, we had the Two of Coins. Now, the Two of Coins is basically talking about the same line of work in a different place. So let's say you're a supervisor of some kind and you get laid off, or the company shuts down and everybody's out of a job or something. This just means that you're focusing your energy not necessarily on moving up the scale as much as moving unilateral across the scale. You're in a supervisory position, and whatever reason things are not working out for you at work. And maybe there's another position, whether it be in the same company or a different company, where the kind of job that you do, they have an opening. Well, my. That's a good thing to go and apply for, because you already know that job. You're already doing that job. It could be not just with working, as with us, it was that thought of, okay, we have to find a new place to live. This is what we're looking for. This is what we want, and we found it. And so it became really important for us to look at it in the context of, it's still the same thing. It's still, we need a roof over our heads. We need something that's going to benefit all of us and not just a few. And so, and that's where we got lucky. And I think that that's one of the things Spirit is trying to point out here, is when focusing your energy for the month is this Two of Coins. It's very, it's kind of just, it's making that unilateral move, whether it be in your home life, in your friendship life, in your work life, whatever it may be. It may mean that you need to make a shift to another area, another location, another group of people. Maybe you've hung out with the same group of people for a long time and they're just not doing it for you anymore. You know, it's like it's the same old, and you get kind of tired of that. So, and if you're with people who aren't willing to kind of change and update the way they think, then it becomes really important to kind of look for that unilateral move. Maybe call up that old friend you haven't talked to in a long time and reconnecting. Maybe it's making an effort with who you work with to create a better working relationship. It basically, it's going to come down to making decisions. With the coins, you're talking about making a financial decision. That could be anything to do with your job, your 401k, your retirement, other investment type accounts, just putting a few extra bucks aside a month. You know, it sounds silly when you say, you know, take $20 a month out of your monthly budget and stick it in a savings account. Just stick it in there. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. Just take that $20. I mean, 2 trips at Starbucks and you've spent $20. Hell, nowadays, 1 trip at Starbucks and you've spent $20. I've been to Starbucks in years, by the way. I'm assuming their prices have gone up with everybody else's. So it's the fact that if you make that mindset in your head that I'm going to make this decision that's going to help us kind of maintain where we're at, while at the same time, I'm looking at how do I improve things. And so I think that's where the 2 of coins comes in. It's making that decision financially. Maybe you want to move to a different investment firm. Maybe you want to invest in some different things that aren't so iffy on the investment scale, right? I know there's a word for it. I can't think of it. So that's kind of where that's going. So focus your energy on how to stash a few bucks every payday. You know, you get paid twice a month. Well, take $10 out of each check and go stick it in the savings account. It doesn't sound like a lot, but at the end of the year, you've got what, almost $250 that you've got sacked away in the bank account. If you do freelance work, maybe you do a couple of extra jobs and then you just put that money aside and you don't touch it, you don't use it, unless of course there's an emergency, and you just kind of forget that that money's there and you just let it do its thing, and you keep putting into it so that financially you start helping yourself out, so that when something happens, like suddenly you got to move and you're not prepared for it, maybe there's a little bit set aside that can kind of help you get going. So it's one of those things where if you want things to grow and change, you have to focus on it. And when you're talking about financial things, that means taking a clear look at your financial prescription. How much money do you make? Is there another job out there where you could do what you do but make more money? Is there a better company you can work for that would offer better benefits? Are there better investments that you could put your money in with your 401k? I mean, most of us put money in a 401k. We never look at it. We never see what it's investing in. We just trust that it's going to do its thing. But there are a lot of 401ks where you can go in and kind of, talk to someone from that company and kind of manipulate where you want some of your money to go. So it's different options like that. And I'm not a finance person at all. Don't take my advice on anything except sock a little money away. Now, I've been saying that since the current occupant stole the election. And I started the very next day. I was like, start preparing. Start putting money aside right now. $5, $10, $20 a month, whatever you can afford. Some people, $5 a month is a major thing that they have to consider doing. Some people could do $500 a month and not blink an eye at it. It doesn't matter the scale or the amount, it's the intention behind it. It's putting some money aside. And I've been telling people this since you know who got you know where. Start keeping a stash of money at home. Don't tell anybody you've got it. Don't tell anybody where it is. But find a place where, again, you can take that $10, $20 a month and stick it in a little bag and hide it somewhere in your house where nobody knows where it is but you. And if something happens, banks get shut down, ATMs get shut down, crazy, ridiculous things that nobody really expects to happen, but there's always that possibility. At least you got enough cash on hand to put gas in your car and get to and from work. at least you got enough money on your hands to buy milk and bread and butter. And if nothing else, you can feed your kids toast, It's a doable thing. You just have to focus on it and make that your primary focus when it comes to your finances. How to focus that energy in improving your needs. Now, the next, and technically the last card we get, is the guidance from Spirit. And for that, we got the 7 of Coins. Now, 7 of Coins is talking about hard work, harvest times. It could be retirement coming up. It could be you've worked hard to be able to take your family on a vacation this year. There's just so many different things that a 7 of Cups can kind of represent, or 7 of Coins, can represent. And that's, again, a lot of coins, which equals pentacles, which is money. That's very heavy in this reading. And so it really feels like what we're being told is start watching your money. Start being careful with your money. Start putting money aside and hang on to it. Don't spend it unless you have to. Okay, that's going to be important. That's going to be very important. It's very much like a farmer. They plant. They sow the seeds. They water it and keep up with it. They make sure that their crops are growing. And then it's time to harvest. And if you don't have the means to go out and harvest what you've grown, what happens? It rots on the vine in the field. And now you've lost a whole field of whatever you're growing, corn, soybeans, sugarcane, rice, whatever, wheat, that kind of thing. If you don't have any way to harvest it, it's going to rot in the fields. And how do you harvest? You have to have people that can come in and work and do that kind of work. And that's backbreaking work, y'all. I grew up in the Deep South. I was a city girl in the week, and I was a country girl on the weekend. And trust me, I have picked cotton. I have helped harvest in the field. I have shelled more peas and snapped more beans than I will ever eat in 10 lifetimes. I've milked cows. I've collected eggs. I've been chased by a rooster. I mean, when you're a country girl in the week, at any point in time, but I was like every weekend, I was a country girl. So every weekend I was like, okay, I gotta get out there and do what needs to be done. And it gives you a real sense of pride of what you're able to bring in and do when you work with your own hands. I mean, it's real easy to sit in an office and pick up a phone and make decisions, and millions of dollars moves all around the world and you just get richer for it. And I'm not putting that down. There's an importance to that kind of work because it affects how other people live. But it's also very important that we be mindful of what it is that we're trying to harvest, and that we prepare ourselves for the work it's going to take in order to do the harvest. And I think that's what Spirit is trying to tell us, is we've got work to do. It's time to roll up our sleeves and start now, because midterms are just a few months away, and then before you know it, the next presidential election is going to be up. And if we don't start now working on that, it's not going to be pretty. So if we want change, we got to be willing to get out there and make that change happen. All right, last card was an oracle card. And usually I pull from the predictions deck, but this time Spirit was like, no, pull from this one. So I went with, what is it called? Wisdom of the Oracle. That's the name of it. And so this is the card we drew, Poised. I love that fairy. Now she's like a ballerina movement. She's poised. She's almost celebratory. Like, yeah, this is cool. This is talking about being ready. What have we been talking about the whole reading? Getting prepared, getting ready, manifesting what you want, putting aside things that you're going to need in order to enable you to be ready when the time comes to make your move, whatever kind of move it may be. It's bringing something to light. That's another, can be anything from a financial aspect to a spiritual aspect. It's willing to open yourself up and bring something to the light and say, here it is. This is what I've got. What can you do to help me with it? And then trust Spirit to take that and perform miracles. I've seen it happen. It's being at your best. There's a thought. Don't just do a half-assed job. Do the best job that you can do. I mean, if your job is to run behind the garbage truck and pick up garbage, then do the best job that you can. Make sure that the garbage cans aren't lying in the middle of the damn road after you empty them, that you put it back on the side of the road where it goes. If your job is to teach children, then make sure that you do whatever needs to be done to help those children blossom in ways that only an education can let them be. It's having the confidence of knowing that no matter what happens, you're ready for it. You're prepared, you're ready. And no matter what hits you, you're poised. You're set to say, okay, that's what you got for me. I know what to do with it. And then you move forward. You have that confidence to move forward. It's talking about being ready for anything right now, and something can happen tomorrow, the next day, the day after. There's so much upheaval in the world, and it becomes really easy to let that weigh us down. And instead, we need to look at it under the bright light that Spirit provides and say, okay, this is what we're being offered. Now, what can I do to make this better? How can I put my light out so that others benefit from this? It's talking about a new phase of life. Again, it could be a marriage, could be a divorce. It could be a death in the family. It could be moving to a new house. It could be finding a new job. I mean, there are just so many things that happen to us on a day-to-day basis that brings about the steps for that new phase to take place. It's our job to be aware, to be poised, to be ready for it, and then go with it when it is presented. This is really a very auspicious time for us to begin new things. Like I said, Tuesday's a new moon. That's your manifesting day. Depending on where you are on the planet, may depend on if it's on a Tuesday or a Monday or a Wednesday or whatever. Look in your local thing and see when new moon is. I know for me, it's going to be on Tuesday in the morning. And then do what needs to be done in order to bring in the new thing that you're asking for. And then prepare yourself for it as if you expect it to come through the door any moment. When you do that, you find that no matter what life has out there to throw at you, you're ready for it. And you're like, yeah, okay, bring it on. What you got? Let's see what you got. You would be amazed at how far we can get when our mindset is at that point. And that's what I got for you for this month. Like I said, it's not a bad reading for the month. It's a lot of very hopeful things. It's just reminders to be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's going on, be aware of your finances, be aware of your job, your family, your friends, so that no matter what happens, we're ready for it. No matter what happens, we're there. We're ready. We're like, okay, bring it on. What you got? And then be prepared to answer the call when Spirit says, that's what you want. Boom, there you go. Now what are you going to do? Because sometimes getting what we ask for is really not exactly what we were asking for. So it's very important to be very specific when you're manifesting. Be very specific about what you want. Don't try to tell Spirit how to do it, because Spirit's going to do it the way Spirit's going to do it. And we just muck it up if we get in the way. We just have to be very specific about what do we want. I need a bigger house. I need 4 bedrooms. I need a place with a yard. I need a place that accepts pets. We have lots of pets. And so when we do that, then that makes it a lot easier to deal with what is happening around us. And as things progress and as things happen, we are ready to do whatever it is that we need to do to keep moving forward. I think that's one of the most important messages of this whole thing, is to keep moving forward no matter what. So sorry this is late, y'all. As I keep saying that, y'all know I've been moving. Everybody's been very generous and very patient with me. I'm trying to get everything done that I promised to get done. It's just happened a little later than I wanted to. That's okay. That's what happens. So y'all have a wonderful rest of July, and we will see you soon. Okay. Get rid of the damn pop-ups so I can click out of here. And sometimes these drive me crazy. All right, here we go. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.